All right, welcome to the latest episode of Let's Go Brandon Green. Today on the show we have none other than Laurie Konkler, if that is your real name and how you do pronounce it, Laurie.
It is. Perfect.
Laurie Konkler, she's a digital nomad of sorts from America. She also has the zennialtraveler.com is her website. And yeah, being a digital nomad and everything, how did it start for you, Laurie?
Well, it actually started with a trip to the other side of the world, closer to you. In Australia, my husband and I traveled to New Zealand, and we were traveling for about, a month to New Zealand and Fiji. And I had always I always knew I wanted more freedom in my life, but at this point I was still working as a director of sales and marketing for a corporation, and I had taken this time off, had saved all this time up, got back to Wisconsin in the U.S., which, for those that are familiar with the geography of the United States, we're kind of in what they call the Midwest, but the northern part of the country, bordering Canada. It's cold in the winter, so it was summer in New Zealand, and it was winter there. So we got back and it was below zero temperatures. And that's below zero in both Celsius and Fahrenheit. So it was very cold. And we went back to work with the realization that we were pretty much stuck. Yeah, it was cold. We can't go anywhere for another year until we save up that time, right? So we knew that something needed to change at that point. We were living what.
And what year was this?
This was about 7 years ago, I think. Yeah. Right. So it's been a while. It's been quite a journey. And we came back and just kind of realized we're going to make a change. And we literally started looking for options right then and there. And within a month had decided we are going to be quitting our jobs. And we're finding somewhere warm and tropical to move. And we did that.
So you had a bit of money saved up?
Yeah, we did. We had money saved up, and we had made a plan, like, we're going to start some businesses, but we're going to be able to live off of our savings. So we had enough saved. We figured for.
And what was the backup plan?
The backup plan? There really wasn't one.
Three. Right. So you just had that much money but you would have been like, in 3 to 6 months, we're going to run out of money. Like, if this isn't good, we're going to have to come. Because that's what stopped everyone from doing this.
Yeah, exactly. When we went, we decided to actually go to a U.S. territory so we did have the ability to work there if we needed to. But within the first 2 months, we had started 2 businesses that would help support us. My husband's took off a little faster than mine. It took a long time to ramp up, and it didn't support us. And I did end up going back into the 9-to-5 life and having to go back to that Wisconsin, winter. We were traveling back and forth though at that point for quite a while. So, I definitely would tell people I did not do it the right way to begin with. It took about 4 years of mistakes before I finally got it right.
Yeah, right. And so with your husband's one, is he still doing what he was doing 7 years ago? Because you said that took off pretty quickly.
No, we technically still have that business. However, his business, he designs and builds custom furniture using reclaimed wood primarily. So the designing piece could happen,
like,
I guess, from anywhere. What was that?
Is that called upcycling?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, because we've actually had a guy on, like, episode 2. He was an upcycler from Canada. Actually, probably one of the biggest in Canada. So he taught me all about that.
That's what he does. But as you can imagine, power tools don't travel well as digital nomads.
No, I was about to say, yeah.
So when we are back in the islands, because my initial business was as a wedding planner or an event planner, and I still do that, and those events primarily happen in the Virgin Islands, so we do travel there. So he can do projects, but it's really only now if we're going there, we don't ship anywhere else at this point because we don't have the tools to be able to accommodate that. So, yeah.
Yeah. And where did you mainly live when you were traveling?
Well, the last couple of years we haven't had an official home base. We've been homeless technically. So
Even throughout COVID?
Yeah, throughout COVID. So we did the RV life during COVID. We left the Virgin Islands right as things were starting to kind of blow up here in the States, and decided, okay, I was dealing with some health stuff, so we needed to come back where we had access to more doctors. And we came back with the intention of spending a month in Arizona in the southwestern part of the country. And then we were going to travel around that, the western half of the US, because neither of us had really spent a lot of time there. And a day after we returned, we flew into San Diego in Southern California. And within a day, California had shut everything down. Right. So our plans definitely shifted a little bit, and instead of being in Arizona for a month, we ended up being there as a home base for a year, living in an RV. So it was definitely a bit of a shift.
Well, that's how you travel. And yeah, if you can't go anywhere outside, which you couldn't for a couple of years, no better way than keep the digital nomad life and go and see your own country. So that's great. So where are you actually right now?
Right now, I am actually in Wisconsin. So we have been spending the last couple of years the summers here visiting my in-laws. So I'm actually at my husband's parents' house. We're lucky that it's summer in the U.S. Now, so they spend their summers out at their lake cabin, and then we can stay in their house when we come to visit. So it works out quite well. So we'll be here for probably a couple months.
Yeah. All right, great. And so with your website, I see that you help other people become digital nomads as well. Would that be like one of your main businesses?
Yes, that has become my main business. After several ups and downs of my own, made the choice to help other people to really realize that they could live this lifestyle, and it didn't have to be that difficult, because a lot of people think it's out of reach for them. So I created this business coaching other entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs to become freedom-based entrepreneurs, I like to call it, because I do have clients that have literally never left, the comforts of their home, but they want to be able to work from home, whether it's to just be able to wake up when they want or to spend time with their kids.
Right. Do you have any client who's like a young person and just does that many hours non-stop at like Walmart, and then they say, hey, like, how do I get out of here and do that? Like, that sounds more exciting, but like, obviously you can't just whip them up a job. And like, are these people coming to you that half are working online or what?
People that are coming to me generally have started a business or have a business idea. You don't necessarily have to have a full-fledged business to work with us, but we like it when people at least have an idea, or they know at least that they want to start a business. Sometimes, I work with people to help them really uncover what it is that they want to do. But what they do need is the desire to have more freedom in their life, to not work for somebody else and have somebody else dictate, when you can enjoy your life, because we shouldn't have to wait till we're 60, 70 plus years old to actually start enjoying our life. So those that come to me generally just know that they want to work for themselves and they want the freedom that comes with that. Most of them are going to be like, I know you're a digital nomad as well, are going to be people that want to be digital nomads, or at least to be able to travel freely as they wish. A lot of people still like to keep their home base, but not everybody is willing to go completely homeless.
Yeah, well, I went homeless for probably 5 years, the first 5 years of it. And then I was fortunate enough to make enough money on the road that I could buy a house myself. And then I had an actual base. But I was, like I said, I was pretty fortunate. But there's others that have done the same times 10. So, but yeah, it's just about being a freelancer, becoming a freelancer, showing them, it's about confidence, having enough money stacked that And you got to work out the worst case scenario, you know, like if this doesn't work out, boom, 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 you can easily come back here, like, and at least you're giving it a go. And then once you're on the road as well, you'll meet other digital nomads and you'll learn from them and learn to see what's out there, and you'll have more motivation to succeed as well, not wanting to go back home or wherever you come from. And that's what I've found anyway. But 7 years ago, that was the term digital nomad even around back then?
Not really. I mean, I think it was kind of the beginning of it. I remember on our flight.
Yeah, I'd say the beginning.
Yeah, I would say on our flight to New Zealand, I had purchased right before we left an ebook from a travel blogger who was living that lifestyle, and I think she referred to it as digital nomad back then, and I think that was really the first time I had heard the term. I just knew that I wanted to travel more, and I didn't want someone else dictating how much time I could take or when I could take it, because I knew that I could do my job from anywhere, and I was just sick of someone telling me I couldn't.
Yeah, and I remember, reading, like, is this real? Like, can people really just live anywhere, like in these cheaper countries and just hop around? I was like, this is too good to be true. Like, surely it can't be this easy, because I could probably do this, what I'm doing now. Because mine all started when I lost my, I was a salesperson too. And it all started when I lost my car license for 3 months. And I had to bring money in, and I found out how to do it on the internet a little bit. And then at the end of it, I was making more sales than anyone else in the office, and I had no car. And then I was like, well, if I can do this in this house with no car, maybe I can do it in another house. I'm not seeing anyone, you know. And then it began. Exactly. So I just, so that's how I began, and it was the best thing I've ever done, I would say, because you get to go over and meet everyone. So, what can you tell us more about your service and what you provide or services?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my company, the Zennial Traveler, so we are a coaching and consulting firm specialized in helping those people who want more freedom in their life, who want to stop working from someone or for someone else and want that freedom to be able to work from anywhere. Through our coaching programs, I mean, we offer everything from business coaching, from startup to scaling. And that means, again, from idea to helping you scale up to, 5-6 figures per month. And to be able to not just build a profitable business that's profitable right now, but one that will support you as you go forward in this lifestyle. Because I'm sure, as you know, there's a lot of, ups and downs when you're a business owner or a freelancer. And it's not knowing necessarily only how to make $10,000, or whatever per month. It's how to survive on the months when you don't do that, and to be able to sustain this lifestyle that you want. So that's really the focus that we have with helping people. And it's everything from, helping them to create plans that they can actually follow through with and achieve, to, understanding the marketing and sales components and really getting confident in your ability to go out and be a salesperson. Because whether we like it or not, again, my background is in sales, so I'm fine with that. But a lot of people get into entrepreneurship. So is everyone? They want to do something. They don't want to be a salesperson, and they don't feel comfortable doing that. But
majority of them also end up being salespeople for something, whether they're writing stuff for sales or.
Well, I mean, again, if you own a business, you're a salesperson, because the only way that you're going to get people into your business is to sell. So whether it's writing a proposal for Upwork, if that's the way that you want to get hired, or, networking or reaching out to people through social media and trying to find clients that way. There's all sorts of different ways to find clients and bring business into your businesses. So just whether you like it or not, you're a salesperson.
Correct, yeah, and they've got to really understand that. Oh, I'm not a salesman, I don't know. Well, yes, you are, because you're in business, and if you're not, you're going to have to be, and that's not the right attitude to have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
CEOs, founders, you're salespeople. Yeah.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, and it's actually not that hard. It's just talking to people, and if your product's good enough, it'll sell itself. There's not really too much fancy to it. Just understand
No,
your product and match the
exactly.
people's needs. With the other thing is when the digital nomads want to find work,
Hmm.
how do they go about finding the work on social media? Is it things like Facebook groups and that, all the people?
Well, what it comes down to is who is your ideal client, right? Um, so it's not just I definitely deal more with entrepreneurs versus people just looking for jobs online. And when it comes to business and finding clients to work with through social media, I mean, social media is a fabulous place to do that, but you have to do it with purpose. So if
I've never done it myself, but I see a lot of people in there's groups. They all just look like there's a million of them, like a dime a dozen. It's like,
there is, and that's
does it
why
work for them?
it's really important to.
I've never done
read.
it, but I see everyone do it, and I'm like, that's so cringe. Like, you guys must be desperate, but I guess there are.
It's learning to do it the right way, and that's definitely what we teach. We teach different methods because not everybody is the same. Not everybody feels comfortable in the same fashions to reach people. It really starts with you and your personal brand and establishing yourself in the marketplace, because what you offer is probably like, as a business coach, I'm sure there's other business coaches out there that are great and offer similar services to me, but they're not me. So the people that invest in me because they can resonate with me, they can connect with me. So it's about building a strong personal brand that people connect with. And that makes it a lot easier. But in terms of finding people on social media, it's also knowing exactly who you're trying to work with and where they're located. It's market research is something that's something I teach to people, and how to do that properly as well, so that they can find their ideal target audience and where they are, and then you meet them where they are and you talk their language, and not the language I'm not talking, English, Spanish, etc., but like in words that they are using to really connect with them, and meeting them on those platforms. So for instance, if you want to work with 65-year-old, retirees that are, I don't know, looking for senior living homes, you're probably not going to go to TikTok, right, to find your clients, because that's probably not where they are. So it's understanding the nature of your businesses and the work that you're trying to do.
And people are finding clients on TikTok.
Some do. I don't personally. I don't use TikTok in my business because that's not where my ideal audience is. I work primarily on Instagram and Facebook, but we help clients to work on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn.
So Instagram can be a good tool to get clients to being a digital nomad.
Absolutely. That's where I started in my business, where I started getting clients.
Yeah, right. So as a digital nomad myself, I would have no idea about how to go about that, or I would need someone like your help, you know what I mean? Because that's just...
it's overwhelming when you don't understand the process of what to do. It really is. And, I definitely, I did it the wrong way in the beginning, and it took a lot of...
Everyone does, yeah.
Yeah, we all do. And that's why people like me exist, right? To save you, people like you who don't know how to do it, the time of having to experiment like I did, and just...
What about LinkedIn?
Go do it. A lot of people... Again, LinkedIn is a great resource. It just depends on...
Once again, I have no idea how to use LinkedIn, or if it would even work for me.
It depends on your business model, and the type of clients. If you're wanting to work with corporate businesses or business owners that, in certain aspects, that can be a great place. Like for me, I'm looking primarily for people that want to leave their jobs and become digital nomads. They're not talking about what they want to do on LinkedIn because their bosses are usually there, right? Or they're using it for their professional life. But for people who have already left their jobs, and if those are your clientele, that might be like executive coaches too, like where you're wanting to work with the corporate companies as your clients, then LinkedIn is a fabulous place to find them. But for me, I find that people are on their personal social media, and primarily Facebook and Instagram, talking about what it is that they're trying to do in their business and their lifestyles. Yeah. So that's where I connect with them. But I definitely teach LinkedIn. And really a lot of the methods you can take from one to the other. It's just knowing the little differences with each of them. And I say just like it's easy. I know it's not, but that again, that's why I'm here. So if that's something that, you know, yourself or anyone else in your audience really is looking to take it to the next level. And this is beyond just being a freelancer. It's becoming a true entrepreneur. And getting you out of that need to go to places like Upwork or Fiverr or other platforms like that, where they're taking 20% of your money and dictating how much you make and tracking your time.
So with things like Upwork, right? Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people transitioning away. Because how do you find things like Upwork and Fiverr? Have you ever dealt with anyone that has made it there, like on Upwork or Fiverr?
I've read of people that have made successful businesses there. I have never met one, because again, you don't really you put your bids out there and people take them, but people generally going to those sites to hire are looking for cheap labor. So it's not a way to really grow your business, and it's not a way to, you don't have control because you're on someone else's.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many Westerners on there. It's like the like more like Indian and Filipinos. Obviously their cost of living is less, so they do it for a bit less.
Right.
So I haven't, I don't know if that's still what it is, but a lot of people want to be a digital nomad and get in a Fiverr.
Yeah, early on in my, when I would say I was more of a freelancer than a business owner, I definitely did do some projects. I found clients through Upwork, but again, people want to pay very little, and Upwork takes 20% of whatever you make.
Yeah, so you're going to be charging a lot. And then you
still have to pay, taxes and everything else, on that money that you're getting. So it's just like you're not really getting that much when it comes down to it. So it's a good way for me, like it's a good point of entry, or it's a good backup. When
backup.
You asked, what was the backup plan? Those are the backup plans. If you can't find clients, or you don't have the knowledge to go out and really build your business in the right fashion, then you can find people that way.
All right, cool. And so anything else you'd like to say before we wrap it up? Like in what you do?
What I guess I just want to say to people is this lifestyle is possible. It's possible to not only live this lifestyle, but it's possible to make more money than you ever did working your 9-to-5 job. I'm making double what I did at least in any 9-to-5 at this point. And, from in the first year, I 5 times my revenue year over year. So it's not like you're getting at a job where you get, if you're lucky, a 5% raise every year. It's anything is possible. You can make as much money as you want.
And you go on quite a journey where it goes boom, boom, boom.
Don't give up on this lifestyle, but I will say get help, whether it's from me or anybody else, because it will save you time, and your time is money. So sometimes that investment in getting the help of a coach or a mentor, a lot of people say, well, I can't afford it, but you can't afford not to, because think about how much money is on the table if you're wasting 6 months or 12 months trying to get your business going. And if you could have gotten the help of a coach.
Even things with like accommodation. They might need help with things like accommodation or flights or something. You make the money back in the first week, like
exactly.
You need to understand what's.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was going to say I have a 3-month program, and the majority of my clients are not only making money by the end of that, but they've recouped the investment in me, and then they're making money beyond that. So I said whether it's myself or any other coach, like get help and find a way to make it happen for yourself. If you can't afford the US based coach that's, multiple thousands of dollars because you're living in South Africa, then find a coach that's in South Africa and that charges rates that are more in line with what you can afford.
What you do.
But there is a way. There is a way to get where you want to get to.
Yeah. And what is furlough?
Furlough. So I'm guessing you saw that somewhere on my my background. Yes. So Furlough is it's a community for entrepreneurs, primarily in the e-commerce space, and it's really evolved, but it is actually it's a Discord server. It's a company. They're an agency. They do lots of different things. It's where I met my whole team for my existing business, actually, as well. So it's just marketers, business owners, all coming together kind of in one space to help each other grow.
Yeah, right. Okay. And that's then you can show your clients all these things as well to help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because once you're in a network, then you become in other networks, and then it's all about finding the right circles, that match
Absolutely,
your needs.
absolutely. It's not about necessarily what you know always, but about who you know, and having
Who
a network
exactly.
of people.
Opportunity. You're going to be in the loop. Yeah.
Yeah, surrounding yourself with other successful people is only going to help propel your own success.
Yeah. Yeah, rather than just down there Googling how to be a digital nomad, which is a lot of how
Right,
people
exactly.
will come across this. You don't know anything. And you've got, for example, 3 months to learn stuff in, and you want to learn. Well, what are you going to learn more? Doing it on your own for 3 months, or going through someone like Laurie for 3 months, and then she's got the playbook all written there for you. So that's how you do it.
Yep.
All right, Laurie. Well, thanks for coming on the show, and you have a fantastic rest of the day over there.
Thank you so much. You as well.
Just before we go, where can they find you at, Laurie?
Sure. I would say the best place for you to connect with me on a deeper level is on Facebook and through my Facebook group, which is Build and Scale a Profitable Business and Work from Anywhere. So it's a mouthful, but it's literally what you're trying to do, right? Yep. So connect with other digital nomads and get.
And you got a few in that group?
Oh yeah, we've got several. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that's a start. All right, then, Laurie, have a fantastic day. And once again, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. You as well.